everyone, it's a cold winter day. It's -18 and feels like -27. And yesterday also was a really cold day, -12. And I decided to do a painting. So this is my painting right here. And I'm going to show you the steps I took to make this painting yesterday. So this is a 14 by 11 inches canvas, and I purchased at Michael's. And my paint is the Winsor Newton Gallery acrylic paint. And to start, I'm going to use burnt amber, ivory black, and titanium white. I'm taking my 1-inch wide brush, and I'm going to mix the little bit of white here with the brown and make like a chocolate color. I'm going to start painting this chocolate color on the canvas here, but I'm not going to do the whole canvas. I'm just going to go here and there with this color. So now I'm going to mix the ivory black and the white and make a nice gray here, like a light gray, and then I'm just going to blend it in everywhere. With this gray color, I'm actually going on top of the brown, as you can see, and just blending it all in with back and forth strokes. As you can see, everything has blended nicely together, and my trick is dipping my brush into water and then just blending it all nicely together. I don't want to go over it again, and then your colors are nice and even. It looks a little bit like marble, I think. If you noticed, here in the middle is a little more of a brown shade, which is where the lamp is going, and now we're going to do some measuring with chalk. So I'm going to go in 3 inches. I figured that's approximately the measurement I need, and 3 inches at the top. I'm going to make a chalk mark about here, and then we're going to go up another, if this is half, 14.7 1/4, and go up this far over here, 1/3. And now I'm just going to connect these 2 dots together. Take my ruler. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going in about 1/3, which is about here. And I'm going to use 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches over here. It's about there. Okay. And then I'm going to make a line across like that. You can extend this line a little further down like that. Okay. So I'm going to measure 1/4 of the way, which is for me about 3.5 inches here. And then I'm going to measure what distance this is, which is 3 inches. So I'm going to go right to 6 inches here. Okay, so that's on each side. Now we're going to go up a little bit and connect these two with a curve like that. So now I'm going to go up a little bit and make a little bit of a curve here like that, and connect this edge here to this edge, and this edge to this edge. Now I think this curve is a little bit too much, so I'm going to make the curve a little bit less, like that, and rub this out. So with chalk you can rub out anytime what you feel is not right. So now you can make a little topper, you can make a diamond or a round circle, whatever you feel like. You can go like this, or you can make it round. So going a little bit more than halfway, which is about here, we're going to make a mark for the bottom part. So now we're just going to go about 1.5 inches on each side out, like that. So that's like a total of 3 inches, I think. So I have to go a little further. So I measured on each side 1.5 inches, and we're going to join here, but go in a tiny bit, this point to this point, like that, and this point here to this point, like that. So it doesn't have to be perfect because you will be painting over the chalk. Right now it's just to get a good idea of the measurements. So we're going to make a mark for the light bulb, which could be around here, and then going down like that on each side. I'm going to make the light bulb a little more like rounded like this, instead of flat on the bottom, like that. So I made the light bulb about 2 inches in total. So now we're going to make the fancy decoration here, and you can make like a circle here and then swirl around like an S if you like, and you have to do it the other way over here like that. Any way that you feel you'd like to do as a design, you go ahead and do it. So now we're going to make an egg type of a shape for the bird, going out a little bit here for the feather, and I'm going to make it like a slanted mark about here, just above this line, about here, and then we're going to connect this dot with that dot, and then go a little bit rounder, like an egg coming over this way. So we're going to make the head with an overlapping circle this way, like that. So I'm going to make a little tiny beak here to the right, like about the middle of the circle. Yeah, there. So now we're going to close off the gap between the body and the head. So I'll just get rid of that and make like a line here and a little bit of a line there. And then you can rub out the in-between chalk lines. So to make the crown, we're just going to start where the beak is and make a nice curve and jaggedy lines. And we can always change it a little bit when we start painting. As you can see, I made it a little smaller. It was a little too much, but like I say, everything can change a little bit when you start painting. So now the tail is going to go around this way, like that, approximately, and the legs are going to be about here. There. So now we're going to get ready for the next step with a medium or small brush, whatever you want to use, depending on the size of the canvas, and we're going to start painting. So with the smaller brush, this is a number 6 brush, I'm going to take some crimson red and fill in the bird here. So we're going to fill in side where the chalk is and make nice strokes. So now I'm going to extend the red color, make a nice stroke, light strokes going down to the feathering tail here. So we're going to make the beak here a little bit for now in red, and then make the crown hairline here come up and ruffle apart a little bit here. I just want to mention that I've subscribed to Michelle the Painter, Paint and Zip, and she's a wonderful teacher, and I've learned a lot from her. There. So now I'm going to take Mars Black and fill in some of the lantern. So I filled in the black part on the top, and now I'm going to take a number 2 brush and I'm going to make all these lines here where I have the white chalk, and I'll show you that when I'm done, because I like to lay it down and concentrate, do it very slowly to make the straight lines. As you can see, I made the post here a little thicker, and I was very careful to make the lines as straight as I could, but snow is coming on after. And so now I'm going to do this swirly part with a small brush. And I'm going to make this post sticking out here for the bird that he is sitting on. As you can see, my design has changed a little bit. That chalk will go away later, and I'm going to carry on with the bird. So I'm going to take my very, very fine brush that I have and start making the mask here and making a very fine line under the beak. And going in a little bit. So just on top of the beak, I'm going to make a little bit of a line and go around, curving around the beak here. Then make upward curved line from the beak, the middle of the beak. we're going to make a dot for the eye, which is about here. Now we're going to make the mask, and we're going to go from this part of the mouth right up to the eye, and this brush is watered out a little bit, and it's going to go here and down here. So let's dry it out a little bit. Make little feather strokes. What I did is I went along here with a gray color and along here, and I'm going to take a little black and make some little feather strokes, tiny little strokes here on the side and over here. There. My eye has faded, so I'm going to darken up the eye so you can see it again. There. So I'm just going to take black and gray and make these stick legs come out here. Oh, the chalk is in the way here. Okay. So now I'm going to make the head a little bigger here, where the chalk line was. Up here. And also, the mask didn't turn out exactly the way I'd like it, and I'm going to get some red feathers in here. So now everyone, I went over here with red because this mask was a little bit too much. So that's a good thing about acrylic paint. You can go over and over it, and made the crown a little bigger here, rounded up, and here a little bit wider to give more body. And now we're going to the next step. So now I'm taking a little bit of yellow and white on my very small brush to highlight the beak a little bit, like that. And then blend in a little bit, add a little bit of red and blend it in on the bottom. At the same time, I made a little tiny dot there to show where the eye is. I'm going to continue with the lamp and make a little like faucet thing where you put the lamp in. I'm using black. Now I'm using white on each side here. Don't touch the black, it's not dry. Just fluff it around. Okay, I made this light bulb a little bigger here and fluffed around it, and now I'm going to take some yellow and red and make like golden color. So I'm going to add some of this gold color here. So I've been playing around with this light bulb, trying to make it more illuminating and putting like a little bit of gold edge and more white in the middle. And now I'm just going to fill in this bottom part black, and then I'm going to continue to highlight some spots. So I put in the black line in the middle from the lamp and to make some gray highlights here and over here and down there. So I did some shadow work over here and around there, and now we're going to use red, black, and brown to finish the bird. Just going to make some long dark strokes down here. Some dark strokes in here. So I've used red, black, and brown together and brushed in dark feathers and underneath here. So I made some shadows around here and here, extended the black mask over to here, and now I'm going to use red, yellow, and white. I'm just going to make some highlights here, some strokes here, and blend that in. Add a little more red on top of there. If you want lighter, you can put white strokes underneath. There. So you need to play around with those colors and keep making strokes. And I use this brush here and made the strokes everywhere, and when you feel like it's good, then you stop. And now I'm just going to make a few berries around the picture. So with black, I'm just going to make a few branches here, coming in here like that, and there's going to be berries on them like that and like that. And over here, a few branches. So I made a few little twigs, and I'm going to make with red and black clusters of berries like that everywhere. I just did round circular motions and made the berries with black and red, and now I'm going to add a red color on top. So now after the crimson red on top, I'm going to add red and yellow to highlight the tops of berries. I actually mixed red, yellow, and white to get this peachy color, and some of them I'm just going to highlight with that color to make it more realistic. So that's what my berries look like, and now I'm going to add little black dots on the berries, and then we're going to put the snow on, and then we're done with the picture. So we're going to let that dry. just for a few minutes, and then we're putting the snow on the lantern and a little bit everywhere. I have this special soft brush here to make the snow. So what I'll do is I'll dab it in the white, dab it on paper towel, and then I'll dab it. Okay everyone, the picture is finished. I added the snow and this is what it looks like. And I'm so sorry, I ran out of battery on my phone and I just had to continue without you guys. So I hope your picture will turn out great. I want to apologize for the noise in the furnace room. It is really cold out, so the furnace is running a lot. I do all my painting in the furnace room, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And I hope you have a beautiful picture when you're done also. And I'd like to thank you all for watching, and enjoy the winter as best you can. And hope to see you next time again.